You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you, Arlie Shabu. Are you guys mad that I'm late? Don't y'all hate that? Don't you guys hate that? I don't know what that's like. So I don't know what it's like to wait for me. Hair flip. Don't you guys hate that? Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god, he's always late. It's so annoying. Hair flip. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. I can be late. I can be late. I'm not apologizing. I say sorry if I meant it, but I don't. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the SeanDavieWay show. Now, I love all of you. Absolutely do. I'm not going to go through and say hello just because, again, it's a lot of you. Okay. And I love you all. So I'm going to click, me clicking is me saying hello. It absolutely is. It's a lot of yous, and I love you for it. I'm popular. Yes. I'm popular. As popular people, we have a hard time saying hello to everyone. It's really not easy being popular. Like everyone. So, but I love all of you and thank you for joining me. So it is almost 300 people in here already, and we didn't been live for minutes. So again, do I need to go get Michael Jackson's third cousin twice removed? Do y'all want to yeah, ooh. Do you guys want to see a modern day crackhead sing No Weapon? Okay. Because none shall prosper against me with you guys hitting that like. So that's all I need you to do. Hit the like, or we're gonna go get Michael Jackson's third cousin twice removed. Absolutely. So I'm gonna need you guys to do that. I love you all again. So the title of the show is Pierre Thomas, QC from QC Quality Control. His mother, Lisa, warned Takeoff's family about some stuff, y'all. Oh my goodness. And then I hear that the Prince family may be in danger. Okay? So we're going to sit here and go through what is the truth and what is a total lie. All right? That is what we're going to sit here and do. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to let y'all be the judge as usual. I'm just going to bring the facts. And, that's just what I'm going to do. So I noticed that a lot of content creators have been doing content on this phone call from jail, which shout out to my girl Gossip, XOXO. This is my girl. I love Jessica. That's my girl, Gigi Gore. That's my girl. So, yes, I'll be over there. I listen to her. I love her. I think she's funny. She makes me laugh. I think she's just so cute. So, yes. So, from what I gather, the phone call came from her channel. So I don't understand why people aren't giving her credit. And it's weird, you know. It's like this clearly came from Gossip Girl, from what I gather, you know, GG Gossip Girl. The woman Lisa on the phone, the mother even states GG, you know, from another thing. Yeah. So I don't understand why people are like sharing that woman's video and sharing the content from her video, but aren't giving her credit. You know, instead they're just like putting up disclaimers, fair use. It's just like, okay, all righty, okay, that's fair, but you could still give her credit. That's fair too. You know, to state at least her logo, or to say, you know, to your followers that, hey, I got this from Gossip Girl, and whatnot. So I just don't understand that. But I'm definitely going to give her credit because she deserves it, because she's putting in the work. You know, as a content creator, when you do something like that, you have a viral, you know, type of moment. I feel like you deserve, you know, to have your moment. And so give a girl her moment. And I'm going to give Gossip Girl her credit because I want Pierre to know exactly who to sue if he feel like suing. You know, big giants. You know, and Gossip Girl, on her videos, when she goes to somewhere else, she give people credit. You know, so it's like y'all should do the same thing. I feel like that's the least y'all can do. It doesn't matter if you're a big content creator, if you're a small one. It does not matter. Give that person their credit, you know, just because it's needed, because then people do the same thing for you. This is why a lot of people are shady in videos with content creators, and they don't put up the source where they got the information, especially from another YouTube. You know, that's kind of dirty. You know, like if you ask me, I mean, if you don't want to give the person cite the person or cite where you got it from, then just don't use it. You know, that's how I look at it. If I was going to talk about this situation, it came from Gossip Girl. So it's like her name does need to be mentioned. You don't have to sit there, gossip. I mean, you don't have to sit there the whole live, you know, or premiere or upload shouting her out, but at least, you know, let the people know where you got this from. So, I mean, because then it makes it seem as if you're the source and you're not. That's annoying. That's all that is. It's like, you got this from somewhere, so just let them know where you got it from, because you're not the source. But that's what it's giving. It's giving you the source. Like, you're not. So yeah, like, let's give people their credit. So shout out to Gossip Girl XOXO, or is it, oh yeah, XOXO, because I hate giving people names wrong, but that's her name. Shout out to her. That's my girl. And this is where the phone call came from, you know, that we're going to be talking about today. And so I wanted to say that before I started. And I also wanted to say again, I am not the source, P, from Quality Control. Pierre, yeah, I'm not the source. So don't send me a piece of paper. Send it all to Gossip Girl XOXO. Okay, Pierre, you that knows. You know, here flips, send it on over there. Don't send it over here to me. Okay. I send it over there to my girl. DJ, stop the beat. Send it to DJ, stop the beat. Don't send me no papers. I don't want no paperwork. Leave me alone. Don't send me no messages. None of that. None of that. None of that. So send them all to my girl, Gossip Girl XOXO. Boom. So yeah, hair flip. So now a lot of people don't necessarily know the history behind Quality Control and the Migos. Okay, so we're going to get into that first, though. But before we do, since this involves, shout out again and rest in peace to Takeoff. Since it involves him passing away, I want to give y'all an update on, you know, what's going on with the criminals that was involved in taking this man's life. Okay, now, when was this? Because y'all know I like to. Okay, this was on the 11th. Okay, the most current update that the Houston Police Department has stated. Okay, Houston Police still working to find Migos member Takeoff's Kileer. Okay, now Mayor Sylvester Turner said Houston Police are making progress on the case. How? I don't know. When social media done already figured it out. Social media done already figured out this case. Okay, the case is solved. It's getting cold. Okay. Okay, now the internet had it hot, okay, and then it went down to a little bit lukewarm. Now it's getting cold, Sylvester. social media done already figured it out. It's a cold case. We done already moved on to other case. Next case. We didn't already start moving on to other cases to figure things out because y'all already know that we run the world now. Okay, y'all done gave us the world, Craig. It's too late. So the internet done already figured it out. Okay. And they still saying that they talking about some of that they made some progress. Progress? What? So we done sit here and figure this out for y'all, and y'all sitting here still looking for what? Well, like we gave y'all everything y'all need, okay? Stormisha, Alizé, Mocha Shade, tornado, or tropical storm, hurricane, flood, sleets, winter storm, or tropical blizzard, a typhoon, Montrez Monroe, sat over there with one of the witnesses home. His moderator just so happened to be a witness. He figured it all out. Okay, so Misha Alizé Mokashe solved the case. Please, attorneys, lawyers, mayor, all of y'all prosecutor, go for the Stormisha. Solved. Okay, I don't know what y'all waiting for. I don't know what y'all waiting on. It's a 2-minute case because the video is 2 minutes long and it solved it. Okay, so what they still waiting for? I don't know. I don't know. Just going on over there and arresting people. So let's say right here. Thousands of families, friends, and fans gathered in Atlanta on Friday to say goodbye to Migos rapper Takeoff, who was killed in Houston earlier this month. Okay, their quote: "You can see the world of Atlanta out here for this man. This man is an icon. God bless this brother, man. R.I.P. Takeoff," one fan said after memorial. And then it said back in Houston, fans left memorials on the street and property where he was KILLED outside of a bowling alley. Now, don't get me wrong. I know y'all want to pay, homage to Takeoff and say y'all condolences. But did y'all have to do that to people business? Who want to go inside of a bowling alley and you walking in front of it? You just see a bunch of sitting in the gutter thinking about all my homies passed away. Like who? I ain't going in there. For what? We go to the bowling alley across the street, down next city over. But don't nobody want to go. See, you walking up and it's sitting in the like every night I pray, every single day. Who want to bowl or eat? Like, oh my goodness. I'm just saying. Like, who wanna? I'm not going there. I'm not going in. For what? No. I'd rather go in front of the bowling alley so that ain't no balloons and the 12 feet long rose bushes talking about some Takeoff. Like, no, ma'am. That place is giving. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. That's what it's giving. This place takes lives. Is what it's giving. So I'm not going in there. No. No. That's just not happening. So I think, I understand y'all want to pay. Couldn't y'all do it on a corner or like down the street? It's like right in front of them people business. I'm not going in there. It's just, no. I'm not going in nowhere. And as I'm walking up, I really miss my homie. No. I'll drive past it. That's about it. But going in there, not an option. So, yeah, I think a park or something. I'm like, this business don't have anything to do with what, it's unfortunate what happened in the business, but they ain't got nothing to do with it. This definitely affects, their business. And ain't too many people saying, where PNB passed away to say, like, I want to go eat there because he passed away there. Like, no, a lot of people just like, that's where he passed away. Like, that puts a kind of a stigma, you know, a stain, a negative, you know, juju, you know, on the establishment. And the establishment, again, has nothing to do with it. So I mean, I don't think people really think like that. You know, they just think like, this is where he passed. Let's just, you know. So that's what I'm saying. I wish that they would have picked a park or a cute little river nearby, or you know, something like that, or and put it out there. But it's just like to put it in front of these people business. I'm not going in there. You pull up, take your kids bowling, and you walk up and sitting in the girl thinking about like no. Up to college, it's you in a way. Straight from high school, you up and left me. We're not going in there. Me and my turn not going in there. No. Oh no. Well, y'all want to go? Let's go get some burgers or something. We no. Let's go skating. You know, something like that. We ain't going over there. Like, no, ma'am. So, yeah, shout out to Houston, and I love Houston. I go to Houston often. When I go, I ain't going there. I'm bowling there for what? Y'all security ain't tight, none of that. Oh no. Yeah, I won't be going up in there. If I went to New York, I'm not going to Flathead's bodega. No, ma'am. I'm not. For what, people get robbed there. People get robbed there. No, ma'am. No. I like this little chain. So no, people get robbed there. Oh no, ma'am. We ain't going to that bodega, that sweat box. Like no, I'll pass. So yeah. So shout out to that bowling alley, because that's very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Oh my goodness. Rest in peace, Takeoff. So let's keep reading. So Houston leaders and Crime Stoppers, TI people, said police are still working to find those responsible. Takeoff was pow and KILLED on November 1st after a private party. Around 40 people. So far, only 2 of them came forward. One of them on Stormisha's channel. So far, no one has been arrested, okay? So even still to this day, that no one has been arrested. No one. Weird, right? It's like clearly you see all the assailants, but no one is arrested. Okay. Quote, what if it was your brother? What if this was your son? Houston Police Chief Troy Finner said the day after the pounding. You will want somebody to step up. Okay. Now I am confused because if you go over there and look on Stormisha Alizé, there are people standing up. Ashley, okay, has stood up. All right, what is going of the own? Okay, she said she was there. She had to help Quaver to get to the car because that little boy fell out. Oh, Lord, he fell out. That they had to help Quaver to the car because they fainted. You know, and all of that. She was there. She was right there. Right there. So you have plenty of witnesses. Hurry up. Arrest somebody. Y'all got plenty of witnesses, okay? Bring in Stormisha Alizé. Okay, that's 2 witnesses, him and Ashley. Bring them in and set them down, okay? Because they know everything. You know, they exclude. They know everything. So yeah, y'all need to bring them in for questioning. Hurry up, subpoena them. And so then it says on Friday, Crime Stoppers of Houston. Now that's not TI. TI's Crime Stoppers of Atlanta, but Crime Stoppers of Houston CEO Renee. Now why folk come you have to have a last name like this? Oh my God. Okay, Manka Carius, yes, said that's the best I can do, whatever. And said law enforcement is still working on every tip to urge anyone who may know something to reach out anonymously. Oh my goodness. Ashley, Stormisha. Quote, I keep thinking of all the places that Takeoff traveled to and all the cities he visited. She said, it pains me that Houston was the one where he lost his life. That is very sad. That is. Mayor Sylvester Turner said Houston police are making progress on the case. He said, his quote, the mayor says, I'm pleased with the direction in which the investigation is going, he said, I don't understand when you, social media done figured it out. Chief Fenner declined to comment on the status of the investigation. Mayor Turner said that once it is wrapped up, he and the chief will sit down with members of Houston's hip hop community to figure out the best path forward. I got a problem with that. Got a problem with that. Yes. Sylvestered. I have a problem with that because the proof is in the pudding. Like, this literally happened on camera. Why is no one arrested? That doesn't make any sense. Somebody's getting protection. Someone's being protected because it doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. I don't understand why someone's not arrested. You should have 2 people arrested for sure, for a fact. Those 2 individuals should be arrested. And we all know who they are. And if you don't, Migo Bands and that boy. What's that boy name? That boy that was, Pop Howland, him, yellow shirt, yellow hoodie, him. Both of them should definitely be arrested. Neither one of them are. They are. Okay, no one has been arrested. No one is in custody. With all of this proof on film, literally on film, of the people that pow Takeoff innocently, no standing your ground, none of that stuff is applying here. Okay, the man is innocent. Okay. No one's arrested. Literally. This isn't good. This doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. Nothing, honestly, if you ask me, because these people are getting further and further and further away. And no one has been arrested. It's fishy. It's fishy. Now, I ain't got no proof, but it's fishy. It's fishy. It's fishy. It's fishy. So, quality control mama, Peter Thomas from Quality Control. I went around looking for his mother, Lisa, because allegedly this woman named Lisa called, well, not allegedly, it happened. A woman named Lisa called into Gossip Girl show, or they talked, I guess, and she said her name was Lisa, and that she was Pierre Thomas's of Quality Control's mother, okay? And we're going to get into that audio. But she said that she is his mom, and she had a lot to say. Maybe we'll get into that. But anyways, I went to go look for her. Because I'm like, okay, well, who is this Lisa person? And, do we have any photos, anything like that? But I noticed in the interview that she said that she has no social media. So it will make sense, that it's hard to find a photograph of her or to link Pierre and her together, at all. Because just because somebody's calling somewhere and saying that there's someone, it doesn't mean that they're that person, okay? I could call anybody right now and be like, oh my goodness, Luke, I am your father, okay? All right? I'm your dad, okay? And the person will be like, what? Whatever, right? So anybody can say anything. Where's the proof, behind this is even the parent, is how I'm looking at it, right? Because people lie, okay? People lie. They absolutely do. So I went on a trail for Lisa. I went on a trail for his mama. And I couldn't find her. And here's what makes it even more weird, right? When you look up Wikipedias and things like that, and other links that link or that talks about, like because it usually names are like birth parents on like Wikipedia, because and whatnot. But it does not name Pierre Thomas's mom or dad anywhere. Okay, it is all unknown. I went and looked up articles or interviews of Pierre Thomas being interviewed and talking about his mother. He does not talk about her. Like, he does not bring her up at all. He does not. He doesn't really talk about his family much, but he does talk about like his children, and stuff like that. He's been questioned about his baby mamas, and things of that nature. But other than that, when it comes to talking about like his parents, he doesn't discuss them. He doesn't. He's like a lone wolf. Out here in the streets, you would think that both his parents are deceased by how he, because there's no record of him being connected to like a parent. Like, this is Peter Thomas, Peter Lee Thomas. This is the parent. this is the mother at least. You know, sometimes the fathers aren't listed, but the mothers are. Sometimes the father's listed, but the mother isn't. But to just have no listings of neither parent, nor discuss your parent, and then with this woman on the phone stating certain things about Pierre, I'm like, okay, I feel like this is his mom. Like I do, with certain information that she stated about being at his grandmother's funeral, her mother's, funeral, and whatnot and stuff like that. I did fact check and find out that his grandmother did pass away, and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, a lot of this stuff, I didn't get much information on it, but that is true. So I'm like, well, I feel like this person is real. I feel like this person, Lisa, that was talking to Gossip Girl on the phone, I do believe she's real. I do believe that she is Pierre Thomas's mother, because there's a little information about her, and I did find a little information about her being incarcerated. So with her stating that she is in jail, that's another thing. I'm just like, this could be her. I'm like, this, okay, all right, okay, I'll buy it. And I have a video coming with a surviving, so I'll show you the information that I did find on Peter Thomas's mother, because I'm a firm believer in finding facts based off something rather than just running with it, because someone did. Because again, it's like, how do I know that this is, Pierre's mom? Especially stating these things, they're very outlandish. It's a lot. So I'm like, okay, I believe her. I think this is the real deal. So that's why we're here. So if you look it up, you, especially with Pierre, look up his mom. Like you will find little to no information on her. So the bad blood, there's definitely bad blood with him and his mother, and I feel like other family members of his as well. Shout out to our creation. She said, you are presenting the story based on facts and not conjecture and speculation. This is the difference from other YouTubers. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the super sticker. And yes, I feel like it's very important for everybody to do their own research. Instead of just going live with something you heard, what if it's not true? Not you look stupid and you have to do retractions, and stuff like that. So I, went to go fact check. Like, okay, well, let's go see. Is this, and from what I gather, I say this is legit. This is his mom. So yeah, I absolutely feel like you got to go do your own research. Thank you for the super sticker. Beautiful said, as far as for messy video directed by Quavo, it's sus as hell. Yeah. That's true. It is pretty says, honey. So let's get into this. So the title again of the video is Peter Thomas of QC. I should put, okay, I ain't having enough characters. Of QC mother Lisa Warren's Takeoff family, Pierre may have sacrificed them, right? And why I say that is because of the things that she was stating in the call. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, you basically saying like you feel like your son. Interesting. So we're gonna get into that, but I feel like people need to realize the static that was between Pierre Thomas and the Migos members, because there was a lot of static between them. They were not getting along. There was a lot that had gone wrong. So let's get to the beginning of it. Migos seeks millions in malpractice lawsuit against attorney. Update. Okay. July 15th. This was this year? Yeah, I believe it was. Quality Control CEO Pierre Thomas, P, I'm calling P, has responded to Migos lawsuit in a lengthy post to Instagram and said he will not stand by and let Quality Control Music's reputation and everything we have built and sacrificed be tarnished by allegations of unfair and unjust business practices. It's unfortunate that the same people that we have worked for, provided opportunities for, and championed for are now alleging that we have participated in any kind of immoral or unfair business practices or took advantage of them in their careers, especially while we are dealing with the death of an artist on our label that was dear to us, P began. We have always practiced honest business and complete transparency from the beginning when we started Quality Control Music. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? So the same group that he is alleging that is coming at him for unfair business practices and whatnot. At the time, P was mourning an artist that passed away. That's also we're gonna get into all of this, my breakdown in the video on surviving. That P was mourning, the loss of an artist at the time. So with that being said, even now, he's again mourning another artist. I'm just saying, it's a little weird, because I mean, that's what made this strike out to me, because I'm just like, well, wow, he was mourning, he had lost an artist, within this point in time too, it's like now you lost another one. So a little weird. It's a little weird. And the thing about it with P, why I say it's so eerie is because that artist that passed away was having trouble with P and the lawyer as well. So it's just like when Quavo passed away, sorry, retraction, Takeoff, I'm sorry, it's the group, the names, Takeoff passed away. Again, there was still static. So P of quality control cannot make it seem like he was literally seeing these men day in, day out to a certain degree, because they're still wrapped up in quality control. They're still wrapped up in it. So they kind of have to a certain degree, deal with P. But like, other than that, they won't really deal with each other like that. Like, they absolutely were. I mean, Migos sued as a group. And when Migos suing the attorney is the co-founder of Quality Control. So the both of them started Quality Control, not just P. He had a partner, and their partner is being sued, by Migos. So Migos was trying to keep, P out of it, but you can't, because he co-owner, this, you suing him is suing me, is the situation, is how, the beef really came to the public. Because you really can't sue P, I mean the attorney, without suing P, because they're partnered with the companies, and you're suing the company, so you're suing the both of them. If you and I own a business and somebody sues you for our business, they're suing me too. Like, it's our company, So this is why P is coming forward with this statement, stating that this group is accusing me of all of these things that aren't true. And the front runner for this lawsuit was Offset. Offset was the main one, gunning after, because they were owed a lot of money, the upwards of like 30 million or something like that, or more. There's a lot of money that they're stating that has been, taken from them and not given to them, and and whatnot. So it was a big deal. How could this not be a big deal? Your group suing you, like your group, like you said, we built this group, we gave them opportunities, we gave them the opportunity to be the Migos. If not for us, doing what we did, they wouldn't be who they are. So the audacity of them to try and sue me, the one who gave them this lifestyle, the riches, the fame, the all of that, this all because of me. It's how P, is saying about them, like, I created them, like, these are my sons, like, what he's saying, like, I own them, like, their property, low key is, what he's stating. So there was a lot of friction, and still friction that wasn't just over with. It didn't just disappear. No, Offset still is in battles with P of Quality Control, and well, not necessarily P, just quality control in general. And we're going to get into that next. They still have a lot of static between each other, and it's not good. It's bad blood. It definitely is. So let's finish reading this though. So where were we? Okay, right. Well, I'm just going to read it over. It's unfortunate that the same people, this is P talking about the Migos, that we have worked hard for, provided opportunities for, and championed for, are now alleging that we have participated in any kind of immoral or unfair business practices, or took advantage of them in their careers, especially while we are dealing with the death of an artist on our label that was dear to us, P began. We have always practiced honest business and complete transparency from the beginning when we started Quality Control Music. So that's the post that he deleted. It sure did. So Atlanta's own Migos filed a complaint on Wednesday against Damian Granderson, remember, the co-owner of Quality Control. Their attorney since 2013 for malpractice. According to a report from Variety, the rap trio is claiming that Granderson abused his position of trust as Migos fiduciary from their moment he was retained as Migos lawyer and cheated the group out of millions of dollars. The complaint alleges malpractice and unjust enrichment in connection with Granderson's glaring conflicts of interest as both Migos' attorney and the attorney for the group's label Quality Control Music, Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff are now seeking millions in damages. So that means all three members of the group were suing Granderson, which is P from Quality Control partner in Quality Control. So that's suing P too. That's their company. Okay, the distribution is 300 Entertainment, which Lyra Cohen is behind that as well. And then Quality Control is attached, just like 1501. That, same thing. Type of situation. So all three of the members were suing for millions of dollars of malpractice of them stealing money from them. Okay, conflicts of interest. Okay, good. It was a lot. It was a lot. So with all three of the men suing, let's keep it going. Let's keep going. Okay. So the complaint alleges malpractice. Granderson's negotiation of record deals with both 300 Entertainment and Capitol Music Group Quality Control alleges resulted in Migos getting the short end of these arrangements. As an attorney for Quality Control Music suit alleges that Granderson hid the extent to which QCM would profit disproportionately from their deal with Capitol. The deal would allow Capitol to distribute all albums that QCM produced, and that QCM was actually profiting far more handsomely than was apparent from the face of the documents that Granderson personally presented to Migos for immediate execution, the complaint reads. So what I'm gathering from this is that the deal that they had, that Granderson and P, Quality Control, had with 300 Entertainment, they were getting way more money than they told the Migos in contract. So what they came to Migos with them basically making pennies on the dollar, and they was gonna be making way more money in the background. So it's like if they would have told Migos what they were being offered and the money that they were going to be making, off of them, 300 Entertainment and whatnot, then when P came to them with the deal, they would have signed a different deal. Like, yeah, no, because you're making hella money off of us. Like, we see all of that money y'all making, and we want a part of that. Like, y'all not about to give us the chicken scratch, and that's what it's given. Like, they just gave them a piece of what they were actually supposed to be profiting from the company. So as artists, they should have been making way more money as the entertainment than they were actually being given. So when, again, they see a contract, their contract is coming from P and Granderson. The contract isn't coming from 300. That's the distribution company. So that's going to come through, your manager or whoever is, working for you. And P Quality Control Entertainment, they are not just a music label or a music label. They're also a management company. It's been rumored that, and I even pulled that up real quick. Now, Cardi B said it's not true, but if you even look on Wikipedia when it comes to Quality Control, and I'll make it big, it states right here. Right here. The label has many acts signed, including Migos, Lil Yachty, Lil Baby, Paul Dior, City Girls, and Gloss Up. The label also has Cardi B signed under a management deal. Okay, so they do management, they do it all. They do it all. They're not just a music label, and whatnot. Now, Cardi B's came forward in the past and said that that's not true, that they're not managing her, that she didn't have a manager, or something. I don't know. But from what I gather, she said it's not true, but it's on Wikipedia that you have a management deal through Quality Control. Now, is that true? I don't know. Got to talk to Cardi about all that. She know who she signed to for a management deal. But that's what was being stated. Again, it's on Wikipedia. It's not me making it up. So they have all type of things. So they were getting paid on multiple levels Instead of Migos having because it's always better to get somebody outside of the company instead of a company just handing you a manager, just like they hand you lawyers. Like, no, it's best to do it outside because they're more so going to have your interest more so at hand than somebody in-house. Because when you have somebody in-house that is getting multiple checks, I'm getting paid as your attorney, I'm getting paid as the management company, I'm getting paid as the music label, I'm getting paid, they're getting paid as the A&R. There's so many different checks, that's coming to them. It's so much easier for them to take from you. So again, that's why it's better to hire people on the outside because then they can see these things sooner. Because best believe that Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff did not find out these things about them stealing from them until they had outside help, until outside people, like they hired their own entertainment lawyers and stuff like that. And then they come in like, no. Did you know that you was supposed to? And did you know that they got this much for? And then they just sitting there looking like, what? Offset and them just sitting there looking at it like, what? Like what? Nah. And it's been happening since the dawn of time. Like they're not the first people, that this has happened to. So yeah, it's very common. It shouldn't be, but it is. So outside sources, lawyers and whatnot came in and just like, yeah, you're not getting your just due at all. Here, you actually are getting railroaded. They are stiffing you. This is basically a scam because it ain't went to nowhere. It's just sitting over there with them still. So that means that they got it. If this was a charity, they're not planning on donating to it, and stuff like that. So when they're coming in, that's when you're blindsided. So I'm sure that hurt Offset. I'm sure it hurt Quavo, and I'm sure it hurt Takeoff that they had to sue these people. The people that you thought had your best interest, that were trying to help elevate you in life, especially with your talent. And you honing in on that talent, and they're just going to be the projection, behind it so that you're being seen. And instead, they taken from you left and right. That's a really messed up feeling, to know that you're stealing from me, when you don't have to. You live in this extravagant life, and it's all based off of my hard work, everything that I'm doing. Y'all didn't change the course of rap we did. But y'all is eating way more off that than we are. This is the same thing that, don't get no disrespect, but a lot of white labels used to do to Black artists. Black artists learned from them. So it's like they do the same thing. The management, whatnot with embezzling and stealing and under the table payments and, and stuff like that. They learned that, they got it honest. So with P of Quality Control and Granderson doing the same thing, honestly, they got it honest. I mean, this is white people have been doing this for years, over decades, centuries, to Black people, not giving them their just due. Distribution deals being $30-40 million, and the artist only got a $100,000 and then a $50,000 signing bonus, and then threw them another $200,000 when they're supposed to be entitled to millions of dollars. Like, this is their money. So, and then they're giving them pennies on what they're actually worth. Like you'll hear certain artists have sold 200 million records, 100 million records. You think they a piece of that money they didn't see? Like, I mean, a little small fraction of what they're actually due. Michael Jackson, greatest album sold in history. But before he passed away, they're trying to make it seem as if he was broke. How? Again, we signed a lot of bad deals. So this is what happened to them. They just signed a really, really bad deal with somebody that they trusted, which was P, a Quality Control, and his attorney, Granderson, which was their attorney as well. And he was allegedly stealing money from them. So right here, Migos is currently with QCM under these unconscionable terms, while there are no reports yet of them trying to leave the label. If their suit is successful, it may call into question the validity of the deal altogether. Perhaps this one is one of the reasons fans have been waiting so long for the fourth Migos Culture 3 album. So when that album did come out, who was missing? Offset. Offset was not a part of the Migos, the Culture 3. He was not a part of it. That didn't happen. It didn't happen because the problems were still there. The problems were still there. Quavo and Takeoff are in a bad contract. So with them being in a bad contract, they have to perform. They can't just walk away. If you watch the Braxtons back in the day, shout out to the Braxton family values. The sisters went on strike. Okay, everybody went on strike, but God rest her soul, my boo. What was her name? Oh, it escapes me. Tracy. Tracy Braxton was the only one that didn't go on strike with the women. So all of the other sisters were extremely angry with her. But Tracy was protecting them because she didn't want WeTV to sue them, because they were in contract, with WeTV. They couldn't just, you can't just walk away. So they feel like if we all walk, because they all signed individual contracts. So if they all walk away at the same time, it'd be a little bit harder for them to come after all. I mean, they will, but it'd be a little harder for them to come after all of us, at the same time. So we all walk away together. So they all agreed, even Tracy agreed upon doing it too. And then the threats came in, to where we're going to sue you, you're contractually bound, blah, blah, blah. Tracy decided to take one for the team and do the show still. That's when people like Natalie Nunn and other people came on as like guests, and they went to like a retreat, or something like that. But it was the Braxton family values, but none of the sisters was on it besides one little cameo from Toni Braxton when she talked to Tracy, because none of the other sisters would talk to Tracy, because she didn't do it. But again, she was fearful of them all getting sued. So she's like, look, I can't afford no lawsuit, none of this stuff. Let's just get this over with. If y'all don't want to do it, because Tamar especially didn't want to do the show anymore. If y'all don't want to do it, I'll bite the bullet. I'll take it, one for the team, and I'll do this. But the sisters looked at it as a betrayal. It's the same thing with Amigos. They have to keep going. If Quavo and Takeoff would not have kept pushing music and did another album, now the lawsuit's gonna be on us. Now we gonna get sued because we owe them music. Like, we can't just walk away. You know what I mean? Even if we do, they're gonna make it very hard for us. Like, it's not gonna be easy, in the long run, in trying to walk away from this right now. So it's just in our best interest to just leave well enough alone and just do the music, and just do the album. The holdup was Takeoff. I mean, not Takeoff. The holdup was Offset. Offset, they were still waiting for an answer from him. Offset never had any intention of doing anything else. Offset is serious about this lawsuit. Offset wants to win this lawsuit. He wants to be separate from P. He don't want nothing to do with P, is what I feel. I feel Offset is over it. Offset is done. I want out. I don't want nothing to do with them. And again, before Takeoff passed away, not too long before, where is it? I believe I saved it right here. Offset claps back at QC CEO Pierre Thomas. Recent tweet says he blackballed him. So Offset and QC were publicly going back and forth with each other. And this is recently. This was this year. So this is not like this was years ago. And no, this is recent. There is smoke. There's definitely smoke between these men. They can try to make it, they try to, keep it on the back burner. But at the same time, it's only so much you can hide. And the energy between especially Offset and QC, even at the funeral, QC was not near Offset, from where I saw. Like, well, Offset did not approach him, or anything like that. When you saw Offset in photographs, you didn't see him next to QC, with QC, none of that. Like, he stayed as far away from everybody with quality control as he could. The closest person he was to quality control was Quavo. But that's about it. Other than that, Granderson, none of those people you saw Offset with. No, because he wants no dealings with these people. He has separated himself from quality control. He wants nothing to do with them. So let's get into these clapbacks, because they went at it. Mm-hmm. So Offset has responded to Pierre Thomas' recent tweets regarding his lawsuits against the label. He claims Thomas blackballed him. Offset's quote, "Niggas act like I'm the problem or paid millions to get my rights back. Nigga, you blackballed me and I ain't say ish one more time, homie. I ain't spoke to you in 2 years. Now I drop and you want your name on my credit?" There has been problems. Offset didn't go to this funeral wanting to talk to P, CP, none of that. He don't want no dealings. Offset's done. He's serious about that lawsuit. Now, Takeoff might have been, like, okay, let's fall back from the lawsuit and get this music. Quavo, let's fall back from the lawsuit and get this music done so we can collect some checks, like money running low. Look, let's get them in. You know what I'm saying? There's smoke. There's smoke, and you can tell. Offset, I don't want your name on my album, no credit, no nothing. Stay away from me, is what Offset is saying to P. So he didn't go to this funeral wanting to see P at all. He don't want nothing to do with those people. I'm telling you. And then what happened? Thomas responded to the allegations as fans watch the back and forth. They will see who blinks first as the lawsuit unfolds. So then, right here. So Offset said right here again, ends act like I'm the problem. I pay millions to get my rights back. N-word, you blackballed me. I ain't said ish. One more time, homie. I ain't spoke to you in 2 years. And now I drop and you want your name on my credit. And then P said the last lawsuit was filed publicly and dismissed quietly. Let's see how this one go. Been too real for all this lame-ish. Everyone knows the real problem. Okay? So it will make sense that Quavo and Takeoff would drop the lawsuit. Like I said, what would just be like, let's fall back, from that and let's focus on the music. Because what they look like suing their label, making an album, dropping an album, and the label has to promote the album and all of that, but trying to process of suing us. Like, when TLC sued their record label for doing what they doing, they left the label. They didn't stay there. They didn't kick it, while suing them. That's not what happened. So, again, a little weird. You know what I'm saying? There was definitely smoke. So that's why Offset went on to his social media platform to let everybody know, like, you're not getting any credit. And then P comes forward, okay, well, the last lawsuit didn't work, so let's see if this one does, type of situation. Offset's serious. He ain't dropping that lawsuit. He's not. He isn't. And that's why Offset is the only one still suing. Quavo is not in the process of suing Quality Control. He is not. And God rest Takeoff's soul. But Offset is. So if anybody was targeted, I see why P would target Takeoff, allegedly, if from the information we're going to go over. I see why he would target Takeoff instead of targeting Offset, because it would be too obvious. There's problems here, and lots of them. And P has plenty to gain off the death of one of these men. The sales going up in songs alone and merch and stuff like that, and insurance policies and stuff. He has plenty of rights and royalties. He has plenty of reasons to want one of the Migos members gone. Like, I'm just saying, he has plenty to profit, off of it. One of them losing their life, as long as it's not being attached to him. So again, that's why I say, well, Offset, to me, that would have been too obvious, that if it was a target placed on anybody's back, I'm like, placing it on Offset will be right, the crumbs will lead right back to Pete. But something happened in the Takeoff, no. Because again, Takeoff is still over there. They just did an album. They dropped the lawsuit. There's no public beef or any type of negative energy between Takeoff and P of Quality Control. I'm just saying, like, if anything, with most people, I'll take something close to you, instead of you, because it'll hurt more. Mm-hmm. It's more like a sign, if you will. It's just like you're going to hurt more still being here, dealing with, this loss than me just taking your life. That's simple. That's easy. No, I want to torture you, a little bit. Type of situation. So yeah, like I said, it would have been like mad obvious if that unfortunate thing would have happened to Offset instead of, to Offset instead of it happening to Takeoff. But again, there was no reason for, anything between him and Takeoff because, there was no problem. So, why would people something happen to Takeoff and people instantly think like QC? Because, they were, no, because they're not beefing. Now, Offset's beefing with quality control and P and, that's going on. But no. And then with them winning that lawsuit too, it would have made all of the other artists, the City Girls, I believe Lil Baby, and a bunch of other people question their contracts too. Because I would already be questioning my contract if people already suing you. Like, okay, well, let me go see what's going on in mine. And y'all wonder why Carisha sit down on YouTube on Revolt and do an interview before she jump in the studio and do an album. These artists gonna be telling y'all the truth. They really don't be making that money, not doing their talent. They got to do other things, connect to brands and, and stuff like that, girl. I promise you, them tracks is not paying the bills. So Offset files lawsuit against QC this past Wednesday. It reported that Migos member Offset filed a lawsuit against Quality Control over his solo career. The Ric Flair rapper, a solo deal was negotiated between the two parties where he paid handsomely for his artist rights. Okay. So, and with that being said, that's why Offset is just like, I paid millions of dollars to get my rights back. So with me getting my rights back to my music, I'm not crediting you for anything. And P of Quality Control is basically still trying to say, like, you're still my artist. You need to credit us, for this album that you're doing, these songs and stuff that you're doing. You need to credit us, for them because you still belong to me. And Offset looking at him like, no, I don't. Like, I bought my freedom. Honestly, this is literally what it's like. P was the slave owner and then he bought his freedom. And now that he's bought his freedom, it's like the slave owner is still trying to make him work. It's like, no, I's free now. Mm-hmm. I's free. I's free. So that's what I'm saying. Like, oh no, oh no, I bought my freedom. Oh no, I'm free. I moved over yonder. I ain't coming over here picking nothing for free. How much you paying? You want some credits? How much you paying for them? How about you give me one of the $1 million I gave you for my rights? Then I put a piece of your name on something. But until then, all this belong to me. So that's why he's suing out for my solo career. I want my name. Like, I want to make sure this is permanent so that they can't be associated with me, get no credits, no check, no nothing off me, because credits equal check. Okay? Anybody that's credited on something got a coin. And if they didn't get a coin, you're done. That's your fault. That's your fault. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. If a model take a picture and they credit the photographer, the makeup designer, and the clothing designer, all of them got a coin. Like, if the photographer did it for free, that's your stupidity. Like, money up front, hurry up and buy. So, yes, hair flip. So, yeah, Offset has a lot of smoke with P of Quality Control. And with Cardi as his wife, that's why they don't really F with him. Like, you don't hear Cardi shout none of them out. Cardi ain't got no beef. I don't feel like Cardi got no beef with the City Girls, or anything like that. But Cardi keep her distance because she already know how her husband feel. So, Cardi like, you don't want nothing to do with them, neither do I. You want your freedom, so do I. That's how Cardi looks at it. I don't think Cardi has any like actual smoke with them because she's not really affiliated with them like that. So, yes, but I do feel like, it is a problem. So let's get into the video. Let's get into the call of P's mom, and then we will. I'm gonna cut it off in between and give my commentary, of course. So again, shout out to Gossip Girl. Shout out to Gossip Girl. I'm gonna put up my banner for fair use because it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, where's the likes at? It's almost 1,000 people here. Let's get the likes up. Or I'm going to get Michael Jackson's cousin. Let's get into this video.
Sweetie, my name's Lisa, and I'm the mother of Quality Control Music, Pierre Thomas, and I have a lot of thoughts. I wanted, first of all, Gigi, will you please let me do this? Because I've reached out to every platform I could. I don't.
As you hear, she said Gigi. Okay, so that is Gossip Girl. She said Gigi. Okay, so shout out to Gossip Girl XOXO. And shout out to my girl Gossip Girl XOXO. Let me put it, take off, and we are going to keep listening.
I don't have social media. I'm not on Instagram or none of that other stuff. My heart is so torn. First of all, if this is the only way that I can let the mother of Takeoff and the grandmother and the family of Takeoff, I want them to know my heart is so torn and I am so with her in prayer.
So she's talking to Takeoff's family. Okay, she wants this message to get back to Takeoff's family. Okay, especially his mother, grandmother, all that good stuff.
With them in prayer, because this situation right here, that family will never be the same. Now, I'm a victim of this bullshit. I did not know Takeoff. I did not know Quavo. I met Offset a long time ago.
Now, I like her honesty. She says she did not know Takeoff. She did not know Quavo. So it's not. So that's another thing to me that gives, like, I like that. That's honest. Instead of her coming forward trying to make it seem like she knew them, talked to them, grew up around, none of that. Like, none of that happened. She said, I didn't know them too, but I did know Offset.
And I have my own opinions. I personally can't stand the industry. I can't stand none of this. Real talk, I'm a sacrifice. So you better know this. They come for what is pure. They come for the one that's got the love, okay? Because I got a lot of love. But when I tell you, your enemies always be close.
So she is stating that when she came after, well, I'm not going to say that. They come after, I should say, the innocent one. And she's stating that she has been basically sacrificed in a way. Because she was one of those innocent people too, and I'm in the predicament that I'm in, and I ain't do nothing about it, type of situation. So with Takeoff, it's the same thing. He was innocent. That's why they took him. He was taken because he was loved. They don't end people that are hated because people rejoice. They take ones that people love because it's going to cause heartache, and those things and whatnot. That's the feeling that's being gone after when people do take people like that. So if you are going to call someone a blood sacrifice or something like that, it has to be someone loved. And that's why they say a loved one, someone very close to you. You can't just point out to a random person on the street and be like, oh, that's my second. No, this has to mean something to you and mean something to people. Like, a lot of people need to be hurt and devastated with this going on, not just you being affected. We got to affect a lot of people, with this. So she's just reaching out to the family to let, the family know how she feels, about what her son is capable of. So
I have had my family members to jump me. I've been isolated ever since this label started and the Migos got their first Grammy. My son said to me, Mama, I'm congratulating him. But he said to me, and this is my firstborn, Mama, your life over with. It's been 6 years. The whole prima donna came and got with my youngest son, who is the weakest link. And I tell you what, I'm not going to make this about me today, but I've been jumped, I've been jailed. I've been made to look crazy. I've been made to look that I'm a junkie. I'm this and I'm that. Let me tell you something. You can raise a child on their knees. You can take them in the Church of God in Christ, because I did all that. My house was a house of prayer, but a snake is a snake is a snake is a snake. These witches, these warlocks, they be in your own damn bloodline. Now, I just want to give my condolences to this family. I feel that Takeoff had the spirit of the dove. I feel that he had the heart of the lion. I feel that this young man was chosen. Now, they go into this stuff. I told my son, because I heard the young lady talking about what you should teach a child. Well, I told my son this, and I talked to all my children. I was a raw, uncut parent, and I told them about life and about the way it really is. And I remember telling my sons, let me tell y'all the truth about life and about the way it really is. The devil gonna offer you the world, just like he did Jesus. He don't just come to rich folk. He come to the chosen one. And I said, now, it's going to be your choice. Because, see, God, he don't force himself on nobody. Don't think that the devil ain't offered me his kingdom way long ago. I could have been with the rich man. I had 3 kids, that rich man money. I got enough to do what I needed to do, and I knew when to pull back. I am very, very uncomfortable with this situation.
Now she's stating she's uncomfortable and that she's taught her kids the best, that he is her youngest, out of all of her children. And she also stated that, and this is Pierre Thomas from Quality Control, who is the label and management company of the Migos. This is his mother having a conversation with Gossip Girl XOXO on YouTube. So she's stating that the death does not sit well with her because she feels that Takeoff had more so of the dove type of spirit and innocence to him. White, equals innocence. So, white dove, so she's stating that it doesn't sit right with her because she knows what type of son she has. And she states that Pierre told her son told her around the time to where the Migos was getting popular, and she wasn't literally, I don't think she was literally saying they won a Grammy, but when they were nominated for a Grammy, so she was just saying basically when they got on the map, that he told her that her life was over and that she has been made to look at as crazy, that she's been jailed multiple times, that, what else? Yeah, that she's been jailed multiple times, and the family has isolated her and whatnot. And that's why she's stating that she herself has been like a sacrifice, if you will. Like, he basically risked his relationship with her to be famous. And with her stating that is, sometimes when people know certain things are going to happen to you, they'll isolate themselves from you so that they don't feel. So if you are going to have the life of someone ended, you're not going to want to be close to them, right? Like, why would you want to be super close to someone who, come on now, think about it. I'm just saying, think about it. That's why some men will isolate them in the industry, especially, will isolate themselves from certain people, Now, some do it out of protection. Like they said with Eminem, they said Eminem acted that way, that he acted about his mom so that they wouldn't use her. So if Eminem is in his rap lyrics talking about how much he hates his mom and how his mom was trash, and you even did a whole movie 8 Mile, and how he had his mom was just trash, right? If he treats her like that, then why would they want him to sacrifice her? There's no love there. Remember, they want you to sacrifice someone that you care about. That it has to be a deep loss, very hurtful, type of situation. So in order for it to take its true effect. So that is rumored, that Eminem would do that so that they wouldn't put a target on his mother's back, because she actually meant like the world to him. So instead of having her targeted, he would, do the opposite, just like, oh, I hate you, mom, and all of this stuff. And he really like love her down, just wanted to isolate her so that she wasn't on the list. Okay. So, but that's just, allegedly. So it's the same thing how they do in real life. They won't be photographed with their parents, or out with their parents, or anything like that, but still have a great relationship with their parents just behind closed doors, just so certain people don't, place them higher up, because then that's when allegedly they become on the chopping block, if you will. So that is what we're listening to. Shout out to Gossip Girl XOXO. We're listening to her interview with Pierre from Quality Control, P of Quality Control. His mother state that he's basically demonic.
I wanted to go pay my respect to Takeoff, but I couldn't because they already got my picture down now. They're going to humiliate me, have me locked up, say I'm crazy. So God told me to stay back. You talked about the gift of discernment. I am a counselor, and so I know the way Takeoff. I know that he was intuitive, and I'm sure that he felt something. Listen, you follow the closest one that's closest to you, and it can cost you your life. My health is all messed up. My sister jumped me from behind in a Christmas dinner. They flew me from LA. After that, my son tripped me in the dark, let a trunk down on my back. So don't tell me what family won't do. I'm in court right now with my aunt, who been dragging me in and out of court on false accusations. I finally get a damn TPO on her. She want to move the judge out the way so she can get what she want. What the hell wrong with you? Can't just leave me alone? Because, see, jealousy is as cruel as the grave, baby. I'm real mad about shit with Takeoff, Jay Prince, and fuck Jazz Prince, and fuck Jay Prince Jr. And I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to be able to let this mother know my heart is with you. They won't let me get close to nobody. And not that I want to be seen, because that ain't my world. I don't condone none of this shit. Anybody coming for me, because they been coming for me, they not going to stop coming for me. But I'm going to tell you, I'm a child of the Most High God, and the blood of Jesus is on me. The devil can keep shooting his best shot with me. Because, see, I am Zion. I'm in God's army. We know that we all going to leave this life. Nobody's going to stay here. I'll give you the billionaire with the most billions on the earth. Your ass going to sleep, you going to leave here. Because we didn't come in this land and stay here. When it comes to the young people, please don't follow nobody. Stop following y'all. Because y'all didn't hear too.
We're going to get into some more, y'all. But she also stated Jay Prince. She said that the situation with, them and Jay Prince and the situation with Takeoff definitely upset her and does not sit right with her. So we're going to talk about that too. We're going to get into Jay Prince and his family as well. So hold tight, y'all. Again, shout out to Gossip Girl XOXO. This is her exclusive. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check out my girl.
Tupac, he said in real life, your friends is your enemies. Huh? They should have learned from Tupac and Biggie. I'm not understanding why these boys was in Houston with this stuff that just happened with Duke the Jeweler. I don't get it. I don't get it that if you at that status, security is down.
Yeah, I stated that before I came live. It is very hard to find anything. And that's another thing I found weird because I'm just like, well, why even Pierre, he does not name any siblings, mother, father, aunt, uncle, like nothing. The most Pierre talks about is his kids, and the most that are listed is baby mamas and his kids. Like, but other than, it is so hard to find any information, you know, on on his family, look, at all. You know, so that's why I agree with her. Like when she's saying that her family is, you know, I'm just kind of like, oh, well, that does make some sense because I'm just like, yeah, ain't no pictures, no nothing. You know, I mean, besides when they were children, like people children, like there's no like adult pictures of him with his family, like nothing, you know, like that. So I'm like, that is a little weird. I don't know. I said the same thing. No, I say yeah, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. I'm not gonna stunt. That's a little weird there, bro. But yeah, let's keep listening.
Special forces, Navy SEALs and shit. You got money. I saw the message video. I saw a lot of messages. I'm not gonna try to say too much.
Please.
But who gonna go to somebody else's house and make threats? Come on with the jokes. I saw the whole situation. Come on with the jokes. I guess because I done lived long enough. I'm from the hood. I'm from Martin Luther King and Bankhead. I spent probably 30 years in College Park, Old National, Godless Road. And let me tell you something. It's rules to this shit.
What's the rule?
There's not a doubt. There's not a doubt in me that Takeoff probably.
Gossip Girl said, "What's the rules?" She said, "What's the rules, girl?" Because shout out to Pierre Mama and everything, but Pierre Mama, you ain't really letting my girl Gossip Girl get in a word. I'm like, can my girl talk? Like you ain't even letting my girl talk. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, can she get in the question? Because but you know how some older people are, like they just, you know, just go and go and go and go and they got a lot on their mind. They just kind of just go and go and go and go and go. And so shout out again to Gossip Girl. We need more likes. We only have 500 likes and there's over 1K in the building. So I'm about to go get Michael Jackson cousin real quick before we get into the rest of this. Yep. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. We was at the 9:42 mark. Yep, y'all did it. Yep, I have to go get Michael Jackson third cousin real quick because for some reason y'all not hitting the like button, and I don't know why.
Michael, if you ask Michael, I
didn't want to put.
Come on now, you got that Jackson blood.
Oh my God!
Hit the like.
I wish I was a Jackson. I sing anytime they ask me. Come on now.
I mean, my thoughts are not together.
That's all right.
No weapon formed against me, no, shall prosper. Now, it won't work. He will do what he said he would do. He will stand by your side. He will come through. So don't be afraid of your enemy. He'll hold you through the day.
Uh-oh. Wait.
I heard a little Michael too. Yeah, get them likes up. Y'all tried it. Now let's get into the rest of this interview. Now, some people don't believe her, and it was a lot of people in her comments coming for her. I'm not even gonna lie. But again, I'm not discrediting the woman. She's entitled to her story, and we're gonna let her tell it. Hold on, let me put this face back on up her real quick, and we're gonna get into the rest of this audio.
To take off. But I couldn't because they already got my picture down now. They're gonna humiliate me, have me locked up, say I'm crazy. So God told me to stay back. You talked about the gift of discernment. I am a counselor, and so I know the way Takeoff. I know that he was intuitive, and I'm sure that he felt something. Listen, you follow the closest one that's closest to you, and it can cost you your life. My health is all messed up. My sister jumped me from behind in a crook. Everybody coming for me, because they been coming for me. They not going to stop coming for me. But I'm going to tell you, I'm a child of the Most High God, and the blood of Jesus is on me. The devil can keep shooting his best shot with me. Because, see, I am Zion. I'm in God's army. We know that we all going to leave this life. Nobody's going to stay here. I'll give you the billionaire with the most billions on the earth. Your ass going to sleep, you going to leave here. Because we didn't come in this land and stay here. When it comes to the young people, please don't follow nobody. Stop following y'all. Because y'all didn't hear Tupac. He said in real life, your friends is your enemies. Huh? They should have learned from Tupac and Biggie. I'm not understanding why these boys was in Houston with this stuff that just happened with Duke the Jeweler. I don't get it. I don't get it that if you at that status, security is damn special forces, Navy SEALs and shit. You got money.
This is P of Quality Control's mother speaking on how she feels about what happened to Takeoff to Gossip Girl XOXO on YouTube. So we're just listening to the audio. If you're coming in, it's a little longer, so that's why I was like rewinding it or anything, because it's a decent amount of time. So yeah, so that's what we are listening to right now.
I saw the message video. I saw a lot of messages. I'm not gonna try to say too much.
Please.
But who gonna go to somebody else's house and make threats? Come on with the jokes. I saw the whole situation. Come on with the jokes. I guess because I done lived long enough. I'm from the hood. I'm from Martin Luther King and Bankhead. I spent probably 30 years in College Park, Old National, Godless Road. And let me tell you something. It's rules to this shit.
What's the rule?
There's not a doubt. There's not a doubt in me.
I know you can do. I'm not sure, because from what I gather, she is in prison. Yes, I would say yes, because that's what I'm gathering, that she is in jail. But you can do, like, when you do visits and whatnot, how you can make it, like, your visits usually are like an hour long and whatnot. Yeah, so you can do phone calls like that too, because there's other people like Nature Boy and others that have interviewed from prison, and they have quite some time on the phone, but it's usually not longer than like 15-20 minutes. It's usually, something like you can't schedule for like an hour, but you can schedule, phone time too, or you could talk on the phone for quite some time. I know that you can do things like that, especially for like interviews. And stuff like that. So yeah, because normal phone calls from prison, you're right, be like 4-5 minutes, 6-7 minutes, just like, well, dang, you've been on the phone for a while to be in jail, but yeah, but you can schedule things like that. So instead of having like an actual visitation, it's like a phone call situation, but you don't get long. It's usually like 15-20 minutes, as much as sometimes a half hour, but you're not given like a long time. So because I know some of y'all probably sitting here like, my nigga in jail and they'll never let me talk to him for that long. My nigga in jail and they'll never let me talk to him for that. So you mean to tell me that he be lying to me, that he be hanging up with me to go to call other bitches? Because I ain't never talked to him for that damn long. We get about to go 4-5 minutes. Girl, like that's it. I tell him what I ate for breakfast. He tell me how he is. He say I love you. I say I love you. Then that be it. Girl, oh my goodness. Like, what jail she in? Because, wait a minute. But let's keep going.
That Takeoff probably didn't want to go.
He didn't want to be there. That's what everybody said.
He probably didn't want to go.
No, he was influenced by Quavo. He was following him.
And about these snakes, they all crawling on their belly. You know, understand? I've called my son all week to check on him. I'm not allowed to talk to him. He's done quite a bit to me, and they try to keep me quiet and not seen. And my thing is this. I'm just so sad because this family will never be the same again, and mother will never be the same again. And above all, a good one is gone. I ain't saying he was perfect. I didn't know Takeoff, but I knew his spirit, and he had the spirit of a dove. I'm very spiritual. I stay back because I've been hurt too many times. I'm not a groupie hoe. I ain't never been a groupie hoe. Folks with money don't excite me because folks with money are some of the most evil people on the earth. Who the hell do they help? Who the hell do they help? They ain't building no schools. They're not trying to help these kids. They're not trying to do no mentoring. You know, our little girls, they got nobody to look up to now.
Hold on now, because she's saying that, you know, the people with money ain't doing nothing to help nobody, nothing like that. But I don't know. Hold on, because I remember reading. Okay, hold on, because I remember reading. Hold on, right? No, not that. Because I remember reading that Pierre quality control helped that one lady, that one black woman. Hold on. Yes. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick and show y'all this. Okay. Because I should move that, huh? So right here, Shania Bell, the mom whose real name is Shania Bell, was arrested on Thursday, February 11th after someone called Trumbull County 911 reporting that two children ages 10 and 2 were alone in the Ohio Motel 6 after 6 p.m. The older child told authorities that her mother was at work and was expected to be back around 10 p.m. So P offered to help this woman and whatnot. Y'all remember her? She went viral for leaving her two children. This black woman, she went viral for leaving her kids in the motel by themselves, but you know, and she was nearby just until she got off of work, and child protection got involved, and they were trying to take her kids, you know, and all of that stuff. So it was all over the blogs, Neighborhood Talk, Shade Room. I should pull her up. Hold on, let me pull that up too so I can show y'all. So yeah, she had one viral for it. Shania Bell, I believe her name is. Okay, let me pull this up so I can show y'all. Because a lot of y'all like, nah, I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about. So here she is. Over 150,000 raised for Ohio mom who left kids alone so she could work. An Ohio mom was arrested for leaving her two children alone in order to go to work. And now more than $150,000 has been raised to help support her. Shania Bell, 24, accused of leaving behind her daughters ages 10 and 3 in Motel 6 room where they live in Liberty Township so she could work at a Little Caesars, news station reported. She stated, "I have to go to work. My daughter told me that this is where she wants to be, and I felt that she was old enough to be able to stay here with her sister for a few hours because my job is right down the street," Bell told the station. She claimed that she had someone check on her children while she was gone every hour during her shift at the pizza joint February 11th. But while she was at her job, she was arrested on charges of child endangerment. She said, "I never set blame on anybody for anything because at the end of the day, nobody left my kids in that hotel but me." She said, "I've cried a couple times since this situation started. I'm just trying to keep a level head and try to stay strong. That's all I can do." So yes, so she didn't have anybody to watch her churn. Y'all said play the clip. What clip? Is this a clip? This ain't a clip. That's a picture. Oh, you want me to play the viral clip? Oh yeah, of her crying. Y'all talking about that? Because that's sad. Y'all want me to play that? But yeah, so she didn't have a babysitter for her children, so she was just like her oldest is 10 years old. Which I have well, my daughter just turned 11, so it's like I get it. I wouldn't leave her here by herself. I mean, I don't leave her like alone. Alone. But I mean, I get it. She is, to me, responsible enough, to stay here by herself. Like if I truly wanted her to, her being 10 years old, she's pretty responsible. Now she's 11, but she's pretty responsible. She, level-headed. So if I don't feel like leaving your kid alone with a 10-year-old alone with a 3-year-old. People having access to them. Like I wouldn't trust that. Like them being at a hotel. I don't know. I'm too scared. To do something like that. I'm too afraid, to do something like that. But I mean, when you got to get it how you live. I mean, when you're struggling and you truly don't have any money for daycare or to have somebody look after your children and stuff and whatnot, sometimes you're more trusting within your own child than you are to just leave them with somebody random. At least I know you ain't gonna hurt your sister, and you old enough to just sit here. Here goes some food and stuff. You ain't gotta warm nothing up. Just sit here until mommy get back. Like don't open up the door, don't do nothing. Somebody knocking something, just hide in the corner. Dial 911 and hide on the corner. If they don't say how, housekeeping. That I understand. So it's not like she maliciously like left a 3-year-old by herself in that hotel room. No, but I wouldn't do it. I mean, but I mean, it is what it is. But not everybody has like family and stuff to look out for the kids. So it was more so of a situation like that. It wasn't her literally trying to put her children in harm's way, or anything like that. It's like, what do you do when you have nothing? What do you do? So yeah. So P from Quality Control offered to help her, but it was just an offer from what I gather. I don't know about him doing anything. I don't know if he ever like financially supported her or anything, but he did go viral for going for like, I'll help out Shorty, and all of this stuff. I don't know. He could have done something. I don't know, but I just remember reading that when I was looking up information earlier. So his mother's stating that, the rich don't do nothing for nobody. I mean, it seemed like your son doing stuff for people, just not for you, honey. It's unfortunate. Your son doing stuff for people, girl. He just ain't doing nothing for you. So let's get back into this video. Let's get back into it.
Tell you something. It's rules to this shit.
What's the rule?
There's not a doubt. There's not a doubt in me that Takeoff probably didn't want to go.
He didn't want to be there. That's what everybody said.
He probably didn't want to go.
No, he was influenced by Quavo. He was following him.
And about these snakes, they all crawling on their belly. You know what I'm saying? I've called my son all week to check on him. I'm not allowed to talk to him. He's done quite a bit to me, and they try to keep me quiet and not seen. And my thing is this, I'm just so sad because this family will never be the same again, and mother will never be the same again, and above all, a good one is gone. I ain't saying he was perfect. I didn't know Takeoff, but I knew his spirit, and he had the spirit of a dove. I'm very spiritual. I stay back because I've been hurt too many times. I'm not a groupie hoe. I ain't never been a groupie hoe.
Yes, to the I ain't no groupie hoe. Yes. She said I ain't no groupie hoe. Y'all tried it. No, this is not for clout. Y'all tried it. I ain't no groupie hoe. Go on, Mama Thomas. Go on, Mama Thomas.
Folks with money don't excite me because folks with money, some of the most evil people on the earth. Who the hell do they help? Who the hell do they help? They ain't building no schools. They're not trying to help these kids. They're not trying to do no mentoring. Our little girls, they got nobody to look up to now. And I'm not telling you that I'm perfect and that I was perfect in raising my kids. What I did not do was abandon them, abuse them, or put any or anybody before them. You understand? And I just tell you, you do the best you can do as a parent, and you can raise some psychos and don't even know it, or you in denial. I was in denial for a long time. You understand? But I'm not in denial about nothing, because see, the truth makes you free. And when God tell you it is what it is, it is what it is. Don't nobody need to be blind to what's going on. We are living in the last days. Everybody better be looking out, trying to look out for God. That's what you better be doing. You understand?
Right.
This world not gonna stay around. Do you understand? Jesus is on the way back. You ain't gotta believe it. He gonna show up and he gonna show out when it's time. You understand? But while we are here on this earth, we need to be, that word say every man must work out their own salvation. Some people don't want salvation. Some people living in hell and they know they going to hell and they all right with it. They done made the deal. You understand what I'm saying? And it is what it is. For me, I've suffered so much, I'm shell-shocked. You understand? Happened to me in my childhood. Shit that happened to me as I was raising my children, when every family member turned their damn back except for my auntie, God bless her soul, that's gone. And her children turned on them. A lot of generational curse. You understand? Yes, I did sow greatness into my children, but it did not mean in the demeanor that they got their money. You understand what I'm saying? And that's on them, and that's between them and God. This whole prima donna, she's the biggest snake I ever damn met besides some of them snakes in my family, okay? Now, I hate my son made babies with a voodoo witch. Those babies are innocent. For me, when I tell you I'm sacrificed, I don't even know Pierre children, because the bitches that he got babies with, none of them have ever, not one time, tried to bring a baby to me. I'm not in the business of chasing some bitches that I don't even know. Excuse my English, y'all. I'm trying to keep it clean, because, I am from the West Side. I am from Martin Luther King and Bankhead. My grandmama talk, and I talk, and I am no nonsense with my mouth.
90
but I
seconds.
don't want to, I want to do better when the public is hearing me, because I am an older woman, but I'm no nonsense. You wanna go to war with me. Well, first of all, I'm gonna raise the word of God that swore it on you. But if you come for me, then I'm something else. But I'm so messed up physically from what my family members have done to me, particularly my sister, my son, and some of his goons. But whatever, it ain't about me. It's about a young man is gone, and it's about the pain.
You can relate
to
his situation
more than you ever could. More than you ever could know. More than you ever could know. I can relate. More than you ever could know, or any of y'all could know. This is a sad situation, and I just want God to do his due justice, and he's going to get the vengeance for Takeoff's life. He's going to get the vengeance with what they've been doing to me.
Yes.
And there are others that are gone on. You understand?
Yes.
But I would think more than you ever could know, or any of y'all could know. This is a sad situation. And I just want God to do his due justice, and he's going to get the vengeance for Takeoff's life. He's going to get the vengeance with what they've been doing to me.
Yes.
And there are others that are gone on. You understand?
Yes.
But I would tell anybody, you better stand up for what you know is right. Do the right thing.
10 seconds.
No matter what they offer you. All money ain't good money. Your family can be your worst damn enemy. Period.
All right. There you have it. She stated that, God is going to do his due diligence to get peace for her and Takeoff. So she basically saying that, her son had something to do with that boy's life being ended. If she's saying that, God's going to take care of, because if she's saying God's going to give vengeance for what he did to her, then he's going to get, do justice, I should say, of what you did to Takeoff, because you definitely had something to do with that boy not being here anymore, is what she's stating. So let's pull this up right here, because we said we're talking about Jay Prince, because she stated Jay Prince's name. Jay Prince responds to rumors his son is connected to, the KILING or Takeoff. We got into, all of this and how he responded with this long, lengthy message, and all of that. So, and I'll just pull this up to show people that, clearly Jay Prince does feel some type of way about people trying to target his sons. So when I say this, Jay Prince speaks, are his sons in danger? Okay, not in the word on the grapevine. His kids, his sons, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe. So shout out to Gossip Girl XOXO for her exclusive on Pierre's mother. But they saying it ain't safe out here in these streets for the Prince brothers. Okay, and that was due to the, well, let's just get into this article. Jay Prince is one of hip hop's great goats. Let's just get that out of the way right now. That man, the founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, has done it for the culture like few have, and has been independent every step of the way. That is the great difference between him and a lot of other moguls that were revered these days. Recently, we have determined that there is a problem. The situation with Takeoff in Atlanta seems to be getting some serious legs. As you already know, Takeoff was buried over the weekend, and it has not been pretty. Folks from the culture have been crying crocodile tears and analyzing this culture of ours. It's hard to wrap our brains around the murder and death of the youngest and quietest member of the beloved group, Migos. And so, eyes are now on Prince, Jay Prince Jr., and Jazz Prince. Okay? Jay Prince recently made a cryptic statement on Instagram, which that's what I just pulled up, what I just showed. Okay, cryptic statement on Instagram. He didn't see, well, I think they would say a lot, but it said enough. He said, replacing fear with courage is how you become unwittable. Fear is not of God. I am not exactly sure what he means by that, and if it has anything to do with this particular situation. But how can it not? Right now, people want answers in the comment section of your favorite platform shows. A tide is turning. It just seems like folks are fed up, and it seems like the streets are talking as well. There are a couple of situations, including the Duke, the jeweler, that have people tight. Mob ties isn't the same to people. I was looking at a video online and saw that man that posted it suggested that the sons were not safe. Personally, I want no harm to come to these men, young men, but the streets seem to be saying something different. Now, could it be possible that the sons of the legend could be in harm's way out in the streets? Again, we don't need any more bloodshed, but there's a lot of talk. It could be talk, but it could be something more grave. I have no doubt that Jay Prince and his crew are fully capable of protecting themselves and their family from harm. So, which I don't know, because look what just happened to Takeoff. So don't get me saying anything crazy. They have this misfortunate situation, because misfortunate situation that has resulted in a terrible death. But I do believe that it is possible that peace can prevail. Calm heads must win at this time. And yes, hip hop has not proven that it can manage something like this. Okay. So allegedly, I have these streets to certain people that are saying that certain people, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe. For certain people, and that's coming from the statements of people saying, where is that article? I just had it pulled up. right here. Of people stating that Jay Prince's sons are rumored to be connected, right? Right here. What really got people right here? Per the outlet, one user comments that the way Jay Prince Jr. walked past Takeoff on the ground is effing crazy. The way how the whole rap game got to check in with this fraudulent niggas when they go to Houston is crazy. So they're saying at the check-in, because rappers have to check in with the Prince family, more so Jay Prince, when they come into town. And with mob ties, which is connected to the Jazz Prince and Jay Prince Jr. and blah blah blah. So they're stating that Takeoff was KILLED at the check-in with Jazz Prince, somewhere that again Takeoff and Quavo should have been protected during a check-in. There's been many other rappers that have come through Houston and checked in, no different than people like Drake and others that come into town, Houston, and they check in with Jay, a Prince, and nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. But Quavo and Takeoff are coming to check in. And I feel like that's another reason why it seemed like Takeoff was uninterested in being at the rest of the party, because it's like, well, we already did what we have to do. We already came to handle the business we have to handle. Like, why are we still here? So I believe that that's why Quavo may feel some type of way, like if he would have just left at a certain point, maybe that wouldn't have happened. Type of situation, because Quavo was the one that was gambling, and stuff like that. Takeoff was not. He was just chilling, and I feel like he was just chilling, waiting for Quavo. Like, we came, we're gonna lead together, type of situation. Although they came differently in different vehicles, but he was irked, slain at the check-in. I mean, I would say if anything is true, that's true, because it is rumored that they have to check in with certain people when they go to certain places. You go to New York, you got to check in with certain people. You go to Atlanta, you got to check in with certain people. You go to LA, you got to check in with certain people. You go to Houston, you got to check in with certain people. You go to Miami, you got to check in with certain people. So yeah, because then when you check in, I guess the word, whatever. I guess they put the word out. To me, it is more so of like low-key, like extortion. Because from what I gather from check-ins, it's the artist paying the person of that city to keep them protected, so they can provide like security, certain things like that, right? Make sure that you stay safe while you are here, right? Type situation. So if he come in at the check-in and, allegedly, because again, I don't know nothing about, I'm not there, I ain't never did no check-in, nothing like that. But at the check-ins, there's a form of payment, that is given for your protection. It's kind of like back in the day with like in the mob, I mean, they literally call themselves mob ties. But back in the day, the mob, they used to come through and vandalize people's businesses and tell them that if they don't pay them to protect them, then they're gonna come back and vandalize, their business. Like we're gonna set it on fire. We're gonna keep coming here and harming you and whatnot if you don't pay for us to protect you. Although the people you're paying to protect you are the ones that are going to hurt you, type of situation. We the ones that's gonna break your legs and all of that stuff. So if you don't pay us to not come in here and bust your windows open and stuff like that, because this is our block. So if you want to have a business on this block and stuff like that, you're gonna have to pay us. And if you do, ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. You ain't gotta worry about that. We ain't gonna mess with you, and we also ain't gonna let nobody mess with you either. Type of situation. So that's what it gives to me. It's like someone they come into town, they pay these men, certain people, give them, for protection. So to me, it's definitely extortion if you're not protecting the people. Because again, nothing should have happened to Takeoff. Like the same thing with Duke the Jeweler. Nothing should have happened to him. Wasn't he checking in? Didn't he check in? Nothing should have happened to him like that. But clearly, Jay is making it seem as if Jay Prince's defense mechanisms or his security system is weak. There's flaws in the security. It's what that's giving. It's given that your system's flawed. Because what's going on with that? How he literally get popped at a check-in. Like, that is crazy. So now I do not believe that they saw Jay Prince, like the father, at the bowling alley. No. I believe that that's probably why they arrived separately. Like, Quavo probably went to go holler at Jay Prince with, you know, his son probably took him to go see his dad, you know, and whatnot. And then, you know, they went on about their business, you know, after that. So, but there are certain people you do have to check in with. So, allegedly. Again. But yeah, so that's weird. And that's why people look at it as like a setup, because they're just like, okay, well, nothing should have happened to either of these men being with the ones who run Houston. I mean, y'all run Texas, allegedly. I mean, that's what everybody said. That y'all run it. And then for the people that are just saying like, oh, well, no, he don't run Houston, he don't run Texas, he don't this, he don't that. Well, as soon as something happened to Quavo, or Lower Quavo, Takeoff, he the one who come forward talking about some, it's unfortunate this happened in our city to the Houstonians and all that. He the one acting like he the mayor instead of Sylvester. Y'all got to talk to him about that. Y'all got to talk to him like that, because when something happened in Texas, especially like somewhere like Houston or something like that, Jay Prince comes forward like he the mayor. Like he the governor of Texas. That he the one who come forward. Oh, it's unfortunate this happened to all Houstonians and all of that. He make it look like he run y'all city. He make it look like he run y'all state. I don't come forward and say, on behalf of all Minnesotans, I'm not running Minnesota. I'm not the governor, the mayor, the president. I ain't none of those people. So I don't come forward on behalf of our city, no. Because this ain't got nothing to do with the city. It has everything to do with the people. It's not Houston's fault that happened to take off. It's not Texas's fault that happened to take off. Their location, their place. Places don't do things to people. People do. Like, that's weird. I'm just like, why are we blaming the city? Like, they didn't, what did Houston do? Houston didn't do anything. A person did. I'm like, I didn't know that Houston owned a gun. Houston's got a gun. I didn't know that cities do that. I thought people did. I thought there was a person behind the trigger, not a city. I'm just like, yeah, that's mad weird. I'm like, it's not Houston's fault. It's not Texas's fault. The person that pulled that trigger, that's whose fault it is. That's it. Nobody needs to bear blame. That bowling alley does not need to bear blame. The bowling alley had nothing to do with it. Quavo doesn't need to bear blame. You didn't do anything. You didn't hurt anybody. You didn't hurt anyone. I don't know. I just find that weird. I'm just like, okay, I don't see what the city or the state has to do with it, or the area. Like, I don't get that. But I mean, because it's people. It has everything to do with people. There's bad areas. There's crime everywhere. You know, it's not that people commit crimes, not places. Like, I'm just gross. So, yeah, hair flip. But yeah, I never understood that. But I do understand, you know, why people go around and state Jay Prince this, Jay Prince that, when it comes to the state of Texas especially, is because he does. He makes it seem like he like the honorary mayor or the honorary governor, like he does. So if y'all got a problem with Jay Prince representing y'all city and representing y'all state, y'all got to take that over Jay Prince. Like, I mean, y'all got to take that over him, because he come forward like he's literally the prince. Like he can bestow something on somebody, like he own, you know, that state, you know, and it's like, you don't, you know. So, but that, again, I don't live there. I'm not from Texas or Houston, because I would definitely roar if I was, but I'm not. So, but yeah, I understand why people connect him to it, because he does. So he would have to stop if people want other people to stop, because again, right here, the Prince family would like to send our condolences. Like, this is like literally the the royals in England or something like this, coming from the Buckingham Palace. The Prince family would like to send our condolences to the family and friends of a beautiful soul at Takeoff. To Houstonians and families around the world, this breaks my heart. Takeoff was a brother, son, role model, and a good, loving human being. Grief is the price of love, a bill people from across the globe are paying right now as we mourn this loss. I've been doing Takeoff, Quavo, and Offset for many years, and there has been nothing but mutual love from one another, and that ain't going to ever change where we are concerned. This shouldn't have happened. This should have never happened in our city. Y'all gotta talk to him. Y'all gotta talk to him. Y'all gotta talk to him. Like, y'all, I don't know. Because, I mean, he make it seem like, I mean, literally, like he done took the mayor title. He done took the governor title. Without asking anybody. I'm like, who? Why folk come? But I mean, hey, that's what I said. So you're in Houston and you're in Texas and you don't like that he do that, holla at him. Holla at your boy. Because as far as I'm concerned, he is the king of Texas, the president of Texas. He all of those things. Now, there was allegedly, like we talked about earlier, that there were bad blood between the Migos members and Quality Control, P of Quality Control, and also Granderson, the lawyer. That didn't necessarily change. So one thing that I did pay attention to Pierre's mother stating is that there was, just what she said. She said there was a betrayal. Okay, now I'm not gonna say, because again, you know, she in jail and she's not around P like that, but she did raise him. So she feels that there was some type of betrayal that happened. And I do feel that the betrayal was them suing him in the first place. Because Quality Control has never really, I don't know, like how do you say it? Quality Control has never really surfaced back as an up and up, because before Migos sued them, everybody wanted to be signed to Quality Control. I mean, you had the City Girls and the Migos and, you know, so many different other artists, Lil Yachty and, you know, so many other people that were over there, and they were all making noise. You know, Yachty was doing really good at the time. You know, the City Girls, you know, people were act up for them and stuff like that, you know, so they were doing really, really, really good. So a lot of people wanted to be signed over there to Quality Control. And then when the Migos came for one of the most successful acts to come from Quality Control, when they did that, it put a damper on a lot of things, even with the labels, you know, and whatnot. The business dealings, the practices were not the greatest, especially with P from Quality Control, very unprofessional with a lot of things that he did and would sign the men up for and collect checks, and the men not even show up for these things, but not even know that they're supposed to, because the only person that got paid for it. So they allegedly showing up to places thinking that they're doing it for charity, when P of Quality Control and allegedly Granderson have been paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for these men to appear. They think they're doing it, you know, for charity. And, you know, in their mind, like, oh, we're doing this to help people. And the whole time, they done paid y'all how much money for us to be here, you know, but they have no knowledge, you know, of it. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that P and them, you know, did to them. So I believe the betrayal was the lawsuit. I believe that that's where it started, was with the lawsuit. And it's been kind of a problem ever since. P was used to Offset following, and then Offset became a leader. And that's when I think that they really started to bump heads, you know, because Offset is like, I'm my own person, you know, I'm my own artist. I'm not this group. And this group makes more money for you. Why y'all think Beyonce won't do nothing Destiny's Child? Beyonce ain't doing nothing Destiny's Child. Nothing Destiny's Child. The most she'll do is have the girls perform with her. That's about it. The most she'll do is like bring them out on stage, you know, for a little bit, and they be cute together, because, you know, they're still like a group, but they're not like a performing group. You know what I mean? They'll always be DC. They'll always be Destiny's Child, but Beyonce daddy made 2 babies on Tina, on Beyonce mama. Beyonce ain't giving her daddy 1 red cent. Now, she fired him as her manager years ago. After he was right here cheating on her mama with strippers and exotic dancers and all of this stuff. Yeah, I'm telling. And Beyonce don't do nothing Destiny's Child because Matthew Knowles owns all rights to Destiny's Child. All rights. So that's anything they do Destiny's Child bound, Matthew is going to make the most money off of it. So they'll make money too, but no. Matthew gonna clean up. So now Beyonce love her daddy. She do, but she don't deal with her daddy like that. She don't like how her daddy did her mama. So yes. So he done went out there and pushed out 2 siblings that them children don't want nothing to do with. Because it's just like, now, why would you do that to our mom? It's not like they got divorced and Matthew wouldn't got remarried, and then had more churn. Then, that's a little different. That's when it's just like, oh, okay. But honestly, if I had that type of family and I had that type of unit and my dad was out there cheating on my mom and making babies on her, all of that stuff, it's going to be hard for me to bring in, maybe eventually, one day, who knows? But no, I would be very upset. I don't want nothing to do with those kids. And it ain't nothing against them. It's just, I don't want nothing to do with none of this. I don't want nothing to do with your mama. I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, none of that. Like, I feel her. Like, I completely get it. Like, people try to make it seem like that would be such an easy decision. Oh, the kids are innocent. The kids don't have to be bothered with me. They got a mama. And they got a daddy. So, hopefully, they daddy was there for them like he was there for me. That's all I can tell you. But I ain't got nothing to do with these children. For what? Like, no, I don't have to have anything to do with them. What is my relevance in their life? If anything, I'm just their sister. Okay, give them wisdom and guide them, tell them to read a book, stay in school, stay out of dark alleys, bye. Like that's the most I'm entitled to give them. That's it, a little wisdom. That's it, I ain't got to take care of them. I ain't got to buy them. For what? Like, for what? No, you take it, that's your child. Like, I'm over here taking care of Blue. Because which one of y'all helping me take care of Blue as third roomie? Oh, none of y'all? I'm doing it on my own. Follow suit. Like, yeah, you try to get a nigga that'll stay around. Mine is get you a J. Get you a Sean Porter. Like, that's all I can tell you, girl. That's all I can tell you. Yeah. Make him take care of it. That's all I can say. Yeah, it may be petty, but so is cheating on my mama when you can just divorce her. That's petty too. Knowing our family as big as they are, instead of cheating on my mama, having our family out here all embarrassing my mama, why not just get divorced and go do your thing? Like, that's petty too. Like, that's how I look at it. I mean, if you don't want to be with Cena no more, you simply don't want to be with her. But out here cheating on her, popping babies and other women and all that stuff, gross. Like, yeah, I won't want no dealings. Like, none whatsoever. And to me, when you have a family unit that strong, because a lot of people don't have family units that strong, but if your family unit is that strong, that's like you being married to your husband and your husband going out there cheating on you and having babies with other people. You do not have to be involved with those children. If you choose to, kudos to you. That's great. But not everybody going to Rashida Frost the situation. And not everybody's going to want to do that. Not everyone's going to be like, oh, okay, please bring your loved children over here while you married to me. Children, you over there pushing into other people. Make sure you bring them, stop them by, so I can constantly look at your infidelities while I'm cooking. Not everybody interested in that. Like, not I'm just saying, not everybody. So I ain't gonna be fake. Like, I will be real. And that's the same thing. The children are innocent, yeah, but what they represent is not a positive thing. It's not. So again, it has nothing to do with the child. It has everything to do with the adult. And sometimes children have to pay for what their parents do. You do. There's a lot of times to where the child has to pay for what the mother did. There's a lot of times. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is. It's very unfortunate. If your mama's sleeping with a governor and she knows she shouldn't be sleeping with him and he knows he shouldn't be either, but she ended up getting pregnant with you, okay, now you may have to pay for not ever knowing your father, because it. And that's the same risk those women took sleeping with Beyonce's father. That same risk. Because he ain't with none of those women. The 2 women that have children by him, they're not together. So now the children will suffer. because of their mother's sins, not theirs. Those kids didn't do nothing. They should be at parties with Beyonce children and stuff. They could have if what they represented wasn't what they represent. Again, if Tina Knowles had which she's older, but if she had a baby with her new husband, I forgot his name, but if she had a child with him, Beyonce wouldn't isolate that baby. They wouldn't be mean to it. They would be very nice and accept it as their sibling, and whatnot. And he came into the I forgot his daughter's an actress, Beyonce mama, new husband, and they accept her with open grace. Like she's always at events with them, and she's been at even when Beyonce got remarried and all of that stuff to Jay-Z, she was there. So I mean, it's no hard feelings. I mean, clearly they're not hateful people. That when you have a family unit, again, that's strong, and those type of things happen. It's hard to accept. I mean, it is. Beyonce and Solange is used to that being they daddy, and whatnot. Not no nigga running around cheating on their mama, pushing babies up like that. That's not what they used to. So, and they're gonna be team. Yes, Bianca. Yes, Bianca Lawson. She be with them everywhere. She be with them everywhere. She always be in pictures with Beyonce and them. She comes to the kids' birthday party, all of that stuff. Beyonce and them, they don't ostracize her because she didn't do nothing wrong. Like she was already there, born and living and breathing, all that good stuff when her mom got married. So there was no reason for her to what we isolate her for. But these love children, these love childs, oh no. They could stay where they at as far as we concerned. Those are Matthew problems. Like he needs to get over there and deal with his own children, raise his own kid. He needs to go do all that. I ain't doing none of the above. And that's why Beyonce, because those moms tried to get the child support higher from Matthew Knowles and whatnot. And Matthew went in there showing how he ain't really making no money no more. Destiny's Child ain't doing jack. I done burned through pretty much all my money. So them trying to up the child support and stuff like that. Matthew ain't taking care of those kids. He is not. But people want to look at Beyonce and Solange like they're bad people. How are they bad people when their dad did all this? How y'all blaming the women for what a man did? Beyonce them need to be in their life. No, she don't. Like if she want to be, okay, but she don't have to. She don't owe them children nothing. She ain't sleep with their mama. She don't owe them anything. Solange don't owe them kids nothing. Not even time. None of that. They don't owe them anything. Gross. So, but yeah, they don't owe them nothing. Like what would I owe you? Like, as far as I'm concerned, you ain't even supposed to be here, but you are, so kudos to you for that, but grew, like you tried it. So no, that's why I say shout out to Beyonce and them. I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at it as you can't control life. Life just happens. You just kind of roll with it. And what is Beyonce to do? What was she supposed to contact those women and tell them to abort the mission? Would people have been happier if she just did that? Like she didn't, ain't none of her business. Like that's my daddy. He way older than me, raised me. So what I look like telling him what to do? He know better. So he know what he risking. He know what he's sacrificing. That's on him. Ain't got nothing to do with me. And he sacrificed his relationship with his daughter. So that's why I feel like Beyonce, she don't do nothing Destiny's Child. Nothing at all. Because she ain't putting no money in Matthew's pockets. No. And Kelly only liked Matthew for Beyonce. And Michelle never liked Matthew. Honestly, none of the Destiny's Child members liked Matthew besides Beyonce, really. Honestly. None of them liked him. They said it was a horrible manager. He was very mean. They said a lot of bad things about Matthew. Ferris said Matthew was trying to sleep with him. He kicked LaToya and LaTavia off the bus because they was sleeping with Jagged Edge. And it was pretty much over, just after that, and then, So yeah, nobody really said anything good about Matthew from Destiny's Child, besides Beyonce, because it's her father. But nobody had anything good to say about him. So yeah, Destiny's Child is over as far as Beyonce is concerned. Because of Matthew. If Matthew wouldn't have did what he did, I feel like we would have. Because right around the time Destiny's Child was fulfilled, that first baby was being born. Beyonce said, Destiny fulfilled. You cheated on my mama. Destiny fulfilled. No. The destiny is over. It's over. It's over. It's over. You cheated on my mama. It's done. The destiny, it ain't no further to go. This is it. And Beyonce was done. So, and then she was like, and you're fired. And you're fired. So Beyonce has been managing herself ever since. Blue Ivy. Blue Ivy has been Beyonce's manager ever since. She fired her daddy. They're like, her daughter took over. But yes, they keep it in the closet. They keep it in the family. So yeah, but yeah, I have to get out of here, y'all. I was gonna open a panel. Should I? Because we already been here 2 hours. I don't want the live to be too long. Because I don't like those extra long lives. They be like crazy long. So yeah, Capricorn said, I agree. Beyonce and Solange aren't obligated to speak to Matthew or the kids. He cheated on their mom. I will feel some type of way too. No, I agree. That's what I said. I would agree too. Yes, Sugar Sharon, we are going to station head. We're going to station like 30 minutes. 30 minutes. We're going to. That's why I said if I open up the panel, it wouldn't be long. Yeah, because we're about to go on station head. So, but yeah, so yeah, no, I agree. They are not obligated. They absolutely are not. So yeah, we're about to get out of here. I love you guys because we don't switch the whole subject again. Rest in peace to Takeoff. We'll be over on station head in about 20 minutes. From now, I need to get something to drink and to eat, and then we'll be live over there. Until the next show, again, thank you all so much for joining me. I need to light my candle, my mood candle from when I do my station head. So, yay. So I love you all. So until the next show, I love you all. Oh my God, bye.
Flex.